Chapter 342, Furnace Cannon Fodder. Isn't it good to be outside? You can fight and leave whenever you want. Song Shi did not think so. We can mobilize the local forces to support the Imperial City at any time outside. It's much better than being surrounded and unable to move. He chuckled. They're attacking the Imperial City from the front. We can stab them from the back. Princess Wuxia frowned. Brother, be more refined. However, Ma Dao liked such vulgar words very much. He laughed out loud. Your Highness is wise, now that the demonic sects are besieging us. As long as we seize the opportunity, we can break through their attacks. Princess Wuxia pulled Song Shi to the side and whispered, Are you still pretending to be my big brother? You'll be exposed soon. Then Sathold I pretend to be? Your husband? Song Shi sized up Princess Wuxia without restraint. You haven't killed the Sky Demon Saint yet. You can't be my husband. Princess Wuxia retorted. Although this man was very outstanding, she was also a princess of a country. She had her pride and couldn't be too casual. Then he'll go home. Song Shi shrugged. At least I have beauties to sleep with at home. It's too boring here. Princess Wuxia's face darkened. If you want a woman, I can arrange it for you. You think I want any woman? Song Shi said disdainfully. You think too lightly of me. I won't accept a woman I don't like unless she throws herself at me and I am forced to. Just as Princess Wuxia was about to hit someone, Ma Dao exclaimed, Your Highness, Princess Wuxia, bad news. The demonic sect has colluded with the demons this time. What? Princess Wuxia hurriedly walked over. As she spoke, she discovered a group of black wolves in the distance attacking the demons. Her pupils constricted slightly. The demons are also involved. This is Trablesm. At this moment, a wave of killing sounds sounded from the Imperial City. The demons and other races had already come into contact with the cultivators in the Imperial City. The cultivator army, supported by the array formation power, bent their bows and shot arrows. The demon army at the front fell like wheat being cut. Your Highnesses, the demonic sects are also lurking in the dark. The Sky Demon cult has been planning this for a long time. Ma Dao's heart gradually sank when he saw the situation. Oh no, we might have been discovered. Princess Wuxia sensed a demon cult team flying towards them. It's the Yao Moon Palace. Brothers, be careful. These women are very good at bewitching men. Ma Dao felt as though he was facing a formidable enemy. They weren't afraid of the pain, but the lure of a beauty was another story. And the women of the Yao Moon Palace were extremely beautiful. However, Song Shi was affected. He still had two old friends in the Yao Moon Palace, and he had never found a chance to go back and take a look. He did not expect to meet them here. He looked into the distance with a complicated expression. The colorful palace-like War Dharma treasure was quickly flying towards their hiding spot. The Yao Moon Palace is also involved. Princess Wuxia sensed that there was something wrong with Song Shi's gaze and said sorely, Is Big Brother involved with the women of the Yao Moon Palace and can't bear to make a move? I don't think so, but I do have a woman and a subordinate in the New Moon Palace. I haven't seen them for a long time. Song Shi did not hide anything. There was no need. Looks like you're busy. Princess Wuxia teased. Woman, you talk too much. Do you believe that he'll sleep with you immediately and make you their sister? Princess Wuxia did not know how to respond to Song Shi's words. She chose to return to the main topic. They might not have noticed. They just happened to attack from this direction. It's possible. They'll go out for a walk. If they really find you guys, I can help attract their attention. After he flew up, his original position looked like a pile of weeds. There didn't seem to be anyone around. This was a necessary concealment method for cultivators in battle. Unless one's senses were sharp enough or they were close enough, they would not be able to discover it. At this moment, the War Dharma treasure flying in the sky were far away. It was very difficult to discover an army of more than 10,000 cultivators hidden in the weeds on the ground. Therefore, Princess Wuxia determined that it was a coincidence. As Song Shi flew out, he casually drew an invisibility talisman and disappeared in the air in the blink of an eye. He kept approaching the Yao Moon Palace's War Dharma treasure. In the air, beside the colorful palace in the center, there were other 7 colored palaces. Song Shi could not help but think of the scene he had seen in the Yao Moon Palace. Isn't this the palace of the inner sect? The Yao Moon Palace actually mobilized their sect and invested a lot of resources. Song Shi's gaze landed on the purple palace outside the colorful palace. Through the palace, he could see the intense battle in front of the imperial city. This direction corresponded to the leaving gate. The array formation power turned into a huge fire and released the firewall. The demons that approached were incinerated one after another, but they did not have any intelligence. They continued to rush over to consume the array formation power. At this moment, the War Dharma treasures of the Yao Moon Palace stopped less than 5 kilometers away from the Mad Dragon Army, between the Demon Army and him. Figures flew out of the palace and landed outside the 7 monochrome palaces. Then, a large number of cultivators walked out. Most of the people were men, surprising Song Shi. There were more than 1,000 people in every single colored palace, forming a stream of people. They were led by the cultivators to land behind the demon army and slowly move towards the imperial city. It was obvious that when the demon army failed to attack, it would be these people who would attack. Cannon fodders, Song Shi was not in a hurry to appear. He secretly swept his divine thoughts over and chuckled. He did not go to the palace but chased after the cannon fodders. He realized that most of these cannon fodders were haggard. Their eyes were dark, and they looked like they were in a daze. This is kidney deficiency. These guys are probably furnaces to the Yao Moon Palace. He could tell the identities of these people, just like how he was nurtured as a furnace by Liu Wuxia in the beginning. Most of them were also furnaces of the disciples and elders of the Yao Moon Palace. He even sensed the same aura from hundreds of people and couldn't help but click his tongue. This is the real Sea King. He raised more than 100 furnaces alone. Impressive, awesome, really impressive. Song Shi wanted to curse. This was the first time he understood the demonic nature of the Yao Moon Palace. If the Sky Demon cult produced anomalies, the Heavenly Corpse sect reared corpses, the Heavenly Ghost sect reared ghosts, and the Heavenly Poison sect played with poison, then the Yao Moon Palace was a freaking furnace factory. No wonder it was classified as a demonic sect. He glanced at the furnaces brought down by the disciples and elders of the Yao Moon Palace. There were more than 10,000 of them. He wondered if these were all the furnaces of the disciples of the Yao Moon Palace. These furnaces were all cultivators. Their spiritual origins were severely depleted, and they only left behind a little origin. They were most suitable to be used as cannon fodders. However, among the cannon fodders in the furnace, there were also some normal cultivators. Some of them were wearing chains and shackles, and most of them were prisoners. Some of them were not. They were normal people. He frowned and looked at a burly man with a slightly sunken forehead who was holding a long saber. The latter's face was dark, as if he had been tricked. Old Lias' expression changed drastically as he looked at the tragic scene in the distance. He could not help but curse, "Damn it, that Simon asked me to come here to earn big money. But isn't this just F-King courting death? I'm not earning any more." When Song Shi heard this, the corners of his mouth could not help but twitch. This guy's brain is still not working well. He was actually tricked into being a cannon fodder.